Chapter 15. Here we will see Naradiya Kirtan, Mr. Cholkar's sugarless tea, and the tale of two lizards. That means the story of two lizards. The readers may remember that we had created a beautiful environment in chapter 6 about Ram Navami festival in Shirdi and all things that has been problematic in searching a Haridas or the devotees of Krishna who do the bhajans. And Baba permanently entrusted Das Ganu Sahib. Now let us understand Naradiya Kirtan, that is Paddhati or the procedure. Generally, our Haridas, while performing Kirtans, wear a full dress that comes to their neck. They put headdress, which is also called as feta, that is turban, following a huge long coat, and inside they wore shirts, and the lowers wear the dhotar, which is a traditional Marathi custom dress for a male. Dressed in this fashion, some kirtan proceeded, and Das Ganu headed in the same attire in front of Sai. Baba said, "Oh well, bridegroom, where are you going, dressed so beautifully?" Ganu Sahib replied, "Baba, performing a kirtan." Baba said, "Why do you need all this show off coat, uparani, and that turban? Just take off now." Das Ganu had did as per the order and kept all the dress in the feet of Baba. From next time onward, he was dressed only dhotar or the lowers, and the rest upper body was bare. Only wore garland around his neck and a pair of chiplis, one in hand, to play the music. This is not in practice generally followed by Haridas, but this is the best and the purest look which will be accepted by the audience. Narada never had head with feta. He carried a veena, that is a musical instrument, in his hand and wandered from place to place, goes on singing the glory of the Lord. This is the finest way to embark a huge relation with God for any devotee, that is heard easily by the God. Now let us see about the sugarless tea of Mr. Cholkar Sahib. Initially, Baba was known in Pune, that it comes under Ahmednagar district, by Nana Sahib Chandorkar. His personal talks and Das Ganu Sahib done a splendid kirtan and devotional songs, spread fame at the Konkan Valley, which that time comes under Bombay Presidency. There, the audience who came to hear the kirtans have different taste. Some loved the gestures, some loved the lines of singing the song, but some loved the wit and the humor which goes around. It all started with preliminary readings and dissertations of Vedanta and some other stories of the faith on God. Let us see one of the instances of the singings. Das Ganu performing Kirtan, the glory of Sai Baba, in the Kopineshwar temple in Thana, that comes near Bombay. One Mr. Cholkar, a poor man, serving as a candidate in the civil courts in Thana. He heard Das Ganu Sahib's devotional songs attentively and moved. He there mentally bowed down to Baba, saying, "Baba, I am a poor man, unable to support my own family. If by your grace I pass the departmental examination in coming month and I shall get permanent post. I definitely come to Shirdi and fall at your feet and distribute sugar candies in your name to the all devotees present. As good luck would have it, Mr. Cholkar did pass the examination next month, and now it remained to fulfill what he pledged. But he was so poor, so it was difficult to afford the expenses of Shirdi and other offerings. As Mr. Cholkar was so anxious to fulfill this, he resolved to economize, cut down his expenses, and tried to save the money. He determined to not use sugar in his diet so that the expenses will come down. And he saved some money in this fashion. He reached to Shirdi, took Baba's darshan and fell at his feet, offered a coconut, distributed it with clean, conscious heart, with enough sugar candy preserved in his own house, and said, Baba, this was I can do, this is my desire, I fulfilled today in your presence. Mr. Cholkar was in masjid that day in the presence of Bapu Sahib Jog, who was the introductory. When the host and the guest both got up and about to leave the masjid, Baba uttered the first word, Jog, give him the cup of tea fully soaked with sugar. Hearing these significant words, Mr. Cholkar got strange. His eyes dipped in tears and his faith began to rise. Mr. Jog was also curious about this. Baba wanted his words to create the faith and the devotion they got. This was a hint that yes, this was the full secret determination not to use sugar in his diet was a great mental equilibrium. Baba meant, if you spread your arms with devotion, I am immediately with you. What a beautiful and important lesson thus imparted by Mr. Cholkar's sacrifice. Now let us see the stories of two lizards. Once Baba was sitting in the masjid, a devotee sat exactly opposite. When a lizard ticked out of curiosity, the devotee asked whether this tickling of lizard is it a good sign. Baba said lizard was overjoyed as her sister from Aurangabad was coming to see. The devotee immediately got silent. Gentleman from Aurangabad came on horseback to see Baba. He wanted to proceed further, but his horse would not go. He was hungry and wanted grams. He took out a bag from his shoulder and brought some grams and dashed on the ground to remove the dirt. A lizard came out therefrom in that presence of all, climbed up the wall. Then Baba asked the questioner devotee to mark her well. Both these lizard sisters met after a long time. They hugged each other, whirled around and danced. Where is Shirdi and where is Aurangabad? How should the man on horse come back to drop this lizard home? And how Baba make this statement and understand that both are two sisters? All these are really wonderful and proves the omniscience of great Lord Sai Baba. Thank you for listening to this wonderful audio. Now continue to the chapter 16. Om Sai Ram.